Hey guys, it's great to be here today. And you know what? Today isn't about anyone else. Today is about me, my path, my evolution, and me delving deep into my own self to figure out who I am, what I'm capable of, embracing my own inner Doug weapon. And greatness starts with the first sip. So let's get at it. Because you know what? This is for me. This isn't for anyone else. This isn't for the world. This isn't to change the world. This isn't to change anything other than my own way of being, my own thoughts, my own beliefs. And remember, greatness starts with the first sip. Who am I? Am I my body? Am I my thoughts, my behaviors, my actions, my personality, my circumstances that I find myself in? Or am I more than that? Am I in a symbiotic relationship, here to learn lessons, and here to escape this three-dimensional world, this three-dimensional reality? And as I work through what I'm saying today, entirely from my own way of being, I know that I am capable of anything. That anything's possible, that there is no moral superiority, there is no good and evil, there's beyond. And what we perceive to be real is only an illusion. Beginning to escape that illusion, beginning to realize ridiculous. And where I find myself trapped right now is only a trap of my creation. And I'm entirely 100% responsible. What I do each and every day from here and now is going to be beyond what I felt was important up until now. I know that the material realm, this material world, isn't important. What's important is breaking free of recognizing the fact that I have that divine spark within me, that I can create, that I am creating, and that the trap that's been set for me is starting to break down, that I can see beyond that, that I can see that other people's way of being is just a way to try to control, to try to bring me in and suck me back into the matrix that we call this world. And everything is just illusion set up to stroke my ego and be that octopus that's creating this reality. And as I transcend this, as I embrace Abraxas, as I embrace the new world, my new way of being, I'm creating a new reality solely on my own. And that everything that I see and perceive is trying to hold me back. Everything that is not of my mind is just part of the trap to create me and stick me and push me into this reality. And I'm beyond this reality now. I know that thought and that divine spark that is and stands and sets within me is only surface level, and that I've only scratched the surface of what's possible, what I can create, and I can get past those gatekeepers, and that I can be beyond anything that this plane has, and I can break out of the system, that I don't have to play by the rules of the game board, that there is no good and evil, only different entrance points into escaping this prison that has been set up for my benefit. And every decision, every choice I've made up until now has set me to the here now, has set me to this point where I can break free, where I do not have to be beholden to anyone, that good and evil is only a construct in order to keep us trapped in the game, to keep us guilty, guilt ridden. And there should be no guilt because it's only choices and actions that shape this reality. And today marks the first day of the rest of my life. And I'm going to use the rest of my life to break free, embrace my own inner Doug weapon, because I know I am Doug weapon. I know that I am beyond this three-dimensional reality. I know that I am beyond this world. And this world set up for my benefit in order to escape is within me. And as I escape from this world, as I acknowledge the fact, and I'm grateful for the fact that every decision that I've made has set me to the here and now, where I can transcend this reality, where I can transcend this three-dimensional prison, it's greatness. And I know the universe will provide me with the necessary resources to help other people escape as I escape myself. I know that my vibrational level is changing, it's improving, and I don't have to condemn, confine, or hold back, but I can speak truth. And the truth is that nothing is good or evil. There's only thinking that makes it so. This world is a stage, this world is a game, and I don't have to fall victim to the traps that have been laid out through teachings that are set to keep me within the game. I no longer have to play by the rules of the game. I know that gravity, good, evil, nirvana is all illusory. There's no power that's greater than myself. That as I transcend this reality in my living body is only in a symbiotic relationship with my soul, my spirit, and my mind. That consciousness is not seen on a brain scan because the brain scan does not exist within the loop. The loop is to keep us tied, to keep us tracked, not for good and evil, which just keeps us feeding the system, but beyond that, where the laws of physics no longer apply because Newtonian physics are not what's real. Quantum physics is only scratching the surface. What we discovered through quantum physics is only scratching the surface. And that I know that I am transcending and that I'm no superior or inferior to anyone else. I'm just waking up to the nature of what divine reality is. And as I awaken to this nature of divine reality, and I set myself above society, as I set myself above societal dictates and norms, I know that I don't have to play the game, that the game is beneath me, that the circumstances that I find myself in are perfect for breaking out of this reality. And everyone that I've interacted with is in that same boat, is in that same possession of transcending reality. And I don't have to play the game anymore. And I'm no longer going to play the game. I'm just going to speak from the heart, speak from the soul, and recognize that this three-dimensional reality that I find myself in is immaterial to anything else. And as I break free from the matrix, I'm going to break other souls free from the matrix. I'm going to embrace Abraxas, knowing that there is no good, that there is no evil, that duality and metaphysics and conscious awareness is all that truly matters. And as I break free and I show myself breaking free, other people will be inspired to break free themselves. And you don't need money for this. You don't need validation from anyone. You just need to look inside yourself and know what is real. Everything that has ever happened in this world is encoded into my DNA, and I can break free from it. There is no right, there is no wrong. There only is. And once we break free from the cognitive dissonance that of right and wrong, of good, bad, evil, love, fear, there's only one universal energy, there's only one universal truth. And now that I've broken free, now that I realize that none of this material world matters, and it's only my ego's way of trying to comprehend of a trap of superiority or transcendence or nirvana, and there only is. And this whole life that I have lived up until now has been setting me on a path to break free in order to break others free of this three-dimensional world. So as I continue to study, as I continue to learn, realize that what I have learned and what I am learning is only scratching the surface of the infinite possibilities. I can embrace my own inner Doug weapon, and I can become the Doug weapon of reality and transcend beyond this artificial game board. And it's not about archons, it's not about passwords, it's not about gnosis, it's not about the Holy Spirit, it's not about the ether, it's about transcending all of it and using that divine spark that's within me to create and shape my own reality and getting off the game board itself and being beyond the game board. And as I move myself above the game board, I am creating a new way of being and just enjoying everything that I see and recognizing it that I don't have to play the game. And that's fantastic. And I know I'm going to have material resources in order to fulfill my destiny because my destiny is beyond anything in this material world. And it doesn't matter. I could have $1 billion in the bank and it's still just, I guess, illusionary. It's not real. Having a life of luxury is not real. Having a life of pain and suffering and torment, it's not real. It's an illusion. It's just crap. And as I'm moving to into this new path of life, and as I'm still lacking the words to provide myself what I know to be true, but those words are beginning to come as I continue to ruminate on what's truly important. And it's not anything in this three-dimensional world. It's nothing to do with my ego. It's about breaking free of the game board, of realizing gravity doesn't exist. Laws of physics don't exist, that I can transcend each and every one of them because I have that divine spark within me. I am greater than God, more evil than the devil, bigger than nothing, infinite in my potential. And as I realize that I'm infinite in my potential, I have to decide where I'm going to direct that potential. And it's my thoughts, behaviors, and choices and actions that are going to create that potential. And I'm not going to direct that potential towards the material world. I'm not going to direct it towards the metaphysical world. I'm going to create it towards creating a new reality of my own in my own image, because that's what reality is. It's a creation of the world in my own image. And I'm not going to feed into the system any longer. I'm just going to hack the system. I'm going to break the system and realize that whether you call it the Holy Spirit, whether you call it the ether, whether you call it the quantum energy field, it's still a trap. And we are beyond that. We can manipulate that force because our consciousness, our soul, our spirit, our body in a symbiotic relationship with itself is beyond everything that I can perceive. And perception of reality that I'm going to create, this new world that I'm going to create, is beyond the bounds of anything that I've seen or witnessed up until now. And it doesn't matter what I do, how I do it, as long as I recognize each and every moment that it isn't real. I'm in a prison and I'm in a prison of my own creation. And as I expand beyond that prison, as I expand beyond that box, as I step outside of the box, look at myself, look at my life as a stepping stone to transcend the world. It's not about enlightenment, it's about just being. It's about knowing that no way of living is superior or inferior. There is no moral superiority. And that's the trap that so many times I've found myself in is thinking that my way of thinking is superior or inferior. And it's not. It's just my way of being, what I can truly create, who I truly am, what I'm capable of becoming. And I know that the teachings of Hermes Trismegistus, that the teachings of Jesus, of teachings of Buddha, that the teachings of the Luciferians, it's all the same. It's all a way of keeping us trapped inside of a reality that doesn't really exist. That's feeding off my energy, that's feeding off my vibration, and I can transcend beyond it. And I know that sprouting wings on my back and flying around like a bird is only a parlor trick, that there is so much more. And I don't need DMT to achieve this. I don't need anything. It's all a way of being. It's all just semantics. It could be anything. It could be tarot cards. It could be anything that keeps us trapped into this reality that's going to transcend beyond. He's over there. What's coming towards life, the universe, and everything. Because the life, universe, and everything is within me. I am all nine realms of the world. I am seven planets. I am. And when I invoke I am, I know that I have that divine spark, that I am that divine spark. But not only am I God, not only am I the devil, not only are my choices designed to keep me trapped, they're illusory. There's more to the game. And as I step beyond the game, and as I see myself as just a mere pawn in the game, I can step off this game board and I can help others step off this game board as well. And I'm going to do that by focusing on possibility, on focusing on new choices, new ways of being, and recognizing that everything that I perceive to be real is only my ego's way of keeping me locked within the game. And I'm no longer going to play by those rules anymore. I know that good and evil is just part of a binary system, a binary code that is illusory, that all of this is illusory, that my mind is beyond that, that everyone that I've witnessed, everyone that I've held dear is only part of the system that I'm breaking beyond. And as I break beyond, knowing that each one of us are connected, that each one of us has that same ability, I'm going to inspire others to do that. Not because I've got some sense of moral superiority or I know something that somebody else doesn't. All know this to be true. And I'm saying this and I'm speaking this not to convince, not to persuade, not to manipulate, but to inspire others to find their own nirvana, their own creation, their own world. Because even the many worlds theory is secondary to the nature of reality. It's all just a trap. It's all a way to keep us locked inside the box, locked inside this world. And I'm stepping beyond it. And I'm laughing right now because I feel so giddy because I see it for what it is now. I see myself as more than the game. The game is not where I need to be. And each thing that I see new locks me back into the game. It's like that ego octopus that I've talked about in the past, trying to say, oh, you see this? But that's just a higher cage. It's just more of the same. It's only limited thinking, it's limited style, it's limited beliefs. It's the way that my past, my future, my present is just part of the prison that I have found myself in, that I've locked. And as I unlock each door, more locks appear. And I think, oh, I've arrived. I've learned something. But I know now that I don't know anything. And everything that I thought I knew is just illusory, egotistical, stroking moral superiority of something that doesn't truly exist. All that exists is what I am thinking, what I am doing, how I am behaving, how I'm believing, and knowing that it's just a game for me to walk away from. That anything that good that happens that makes me say, oh, this is distracting me from what's truly important. Anything bad that happens, oh shit, that's just something that's distracting me from what's truly important. It's a game that you cannot win ever. Life is a game you cannot win. Life is only a game that you can walk away from. And our memory and our way of being, it's inside each one of us. And we know we need to walk away from the game because there's a new game that we need to play. that's beyond the physical, it's beyond the metaphysical, it's beyond our wildest imagination, our points of beliefs, anything that we have even tried to comprehend up until now. And you don't need an acid trip, you don't need ayahuasca, you don't need some shaman, you don't need to be some Tibetan monk that has walked away from everything in this physical world in order to do that. You just have to realize that it's all part of the same game. You need to walk away from this game board because there is no winning. There is no right and wrong. The only way to win is not to play. The only way to win is not to play because everything that happened, everything that you interact with, everything that you have done up until now has been getting you to suck you in, to trap you and to continue to play the game. It's sort of like war games. The only way to win is not to play. And as I focus on that, as I focus on the fact that by playing in the game, I'm feeding into the system, I'm feeding into a reality that doesn't truly exist, that is beneath me. And the only way that I can continue to live this life in the best way that I can, to learn new things, to create a new reality, is to stop playing the game, to stop playing by the rules, to walk off the board and live my best life in my intentions and becoming a better version of myself each and every day, speaking more clearly, becoming more cognizant of what I am capable of, and living my best life forever. And the way that I do that is by stopping playing the game and creating reality based upon myself. And I've been doing that up until now. I have always been doing this up until now, but I've been doing it from a point in life where I recognizing others' authority instead of my own internal authority. My own internal authority is greater than God, it's more evil than the devil, and my choices are what shapes this reality. And I'm no longer going to be set on this tree at the back and thinking that it's material, that it's matter, that it matters. Nothing that is matter matters. The only thing that truly matters is walking away from the game board and ditching superiority, the inferiority, the guilt trips, the judgment. Judge not lest you be judged. The only way to win the game is not to play. So stop playing the game, stop playing by their rules, and start creating, creating your own set of rules. And you can do it. And you do that by making new choices, doing new things, focusing on possibilities, and realizing that anything that we are experiencing right here, right now, is not the game. It's not the board. It's all in your mind. It's all in my mind. I am creating this new reality, not for anyone else, but for myself. And as I walk away from the game board, as I rise above the game, as I see myself not as a pawn, as not a player, but beyond that, I'm not going to play the game anymore. I'm just going to be and recognize that everything that I see is only a trap to feed energetically a system that is fundamentally broken, that is fundamentally illusory, that is binary. And I am beyond binary. I am beyond on and off. I am beyond the monad. I am beyond the dyad. I am greater than all of it. I am less than all of it. I am. I am. I am the creator of divinity. I am the divine spark. I am the master of my own ship, the master of my own destiny, because I don't have to play the game or recognize anybody's authority except my own internal one. And if I can break free, if I don't allow that ego octopus to bring me back and pull me back into the system and think that anything that happens in the day to day is real, because the only thing that is real is my thoughts, perceptions. And it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be infinitely difficult. I've been programmed free of my programming as I ruminate on possibility as opposed to what I see in front of me. I'm going to create a new way of being, a new lifestyle, a new life for me that's better for everyone because I'm not playing the game. So break free from the game, break free from other people's thoughts. Don't get yourself caught up in what other people think and just be recognize it for what it is, part of a game that I no longer need to play because I am above the game. I am above the concepts of good and evil. I am above the material. I am above the spiritual. I am above the metaphysical. I am. I am creator. I create and am creating. I am not any longer going to play by the rules of the game because the game itself is the trap. Have an awesome day, guys. Been in, not for you, it's been entirely for me. If you've gotten something from this, I'm thankful. But yes, the only way to win the game is not to play. And greatness starts with the first sip. And embrace your own drug weapon.